Welcome to your daily show Achievements, where we celebrate individuals who have achieved remarkable success in their respective fields. I'm your host Fatma Al-Hadri, and today with me my colleague Abdul Latif Al-Anizi. Good evening, Abdul Latif.
Good evening, Fatma, and as my colleague said, we are your hosts, and we will be taking you through this episode, so stay tuned after this report.
Art can be divided into many categories. Some define art as the expression of human creative skills and imagination, which is typically presented in a visual and sound form, such as painting, sculpture, acting, singing, music, and producing works, to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Moreover, in art, there are types that define as major arts, and others as minor art. The three major types of art are painting, sculpture, and architecture. Hence, minor arts are referring to commercial or decorative style art. In our lives today, art has a great impact on each one of us, and we usually practice it every day without noticing. Art is very important because it can communicate information, shape our everyday lives, make a social statement, and be enjoyed for aesthetic beauty. Another major type of art is music. Music is a vocal or instrumental sound combined in such way as to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. Music holds a very important role in our lives. It has the ability to deeply affect mental states and raise our mood. When we need it, it gives us energy and motivation. When we are worried, it can soothe us and encourage us. In other cases, when we are feeling defeated, it can surely re-inspire us. Music is also very powerful and beneficial to the society. It is strong enough to let us connect and influences us in a way that makes us feel fundamentally different from other forms of communication. Many of us might feel that no one understands the feeling a person is going through, except music, because it has the ability to connect with oneself. Moreover, after being able to connect with music, a human can express themselves and find a sense of understanding among peers. Art does not only stop there, it includes many more types. Another major type of art is painting. Painting is the action or skill of using painting, either in a picture or as a decoration. The purpose of painting can be used to communicate ideas and thoughts. It can be used as a tool for self-expression, as a form of therapy, or even as a means to find beauty in life. The art of painting also captures a moment in time, historical events, social ideas, and concepts including political or social commentary. Other than painting can be used as a form of therapy, it has many benefits to the human being. For instance, painting develops our creativity and supports emotional well-being. It also builds our problem-solving skills and improves our memory and concentration. Moreover, painting can develop communication skills and relieve stress while also allow us to practice mindfulness through painting.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. Today we have with us the pleasure of featuring Mohammed Al-Ghadiri, a self-taught pianist and a dedicated piano teacher. Of course, Mohammed's musical journey is truly inspiring, and we are really excited to learn more about this passion for the piano. Welcome, Mohammed, to our show.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure.
Mohammed, we are so glad to have you because as a self-taught pianist, we are excited to know how did you become interested on being pianist, a self-taught pianist, and what's motivated you to go through with this passion?
No, since I was young, I have always been captivated by classical music. Like when I watched some old cartoons, I was more interested in the music in the cartoons. I would watch some episode and rewatch them just for the music. Like we have Hikayat Alamiya, it has some amazing music. And I used to watch it all the time just for the music. Like there's an episode, the Swan Lake episode. I have watched it like maybe 1,000 times just for the music. And that's where my interest in classical music started.
I think that's very interesting that you began from watching TV and from that you learned piano. So what really was the steps for you to learn piano, because you're self-taught, which is really impressive. I think the process of learning the piano itself is not easy, and for you to learn it by yourself, I'm sure you had a lot of challenges that you faced along the way.
Actually, it's much easier than you think. Like my first lessons in the piano was from my cousin. You know, when we were young, it was very important for her mother that her daughter become a celebrated pianist. She really had that dream that her daughter would be a pianist, and she would have a private teacher for her. And when I used to visit them their house and I see her playing the piano, I was really captivated by her playing. Like I always wanted to have the opportunity to learn, but of course I come from a religious background. I could not pursue my interest. So she would like give me basic lessons, and actually I progressed really fast. Then she lost interest in the piano and I stopped playing because I did not have a piano in my house. She really did not like the piano. After that, when I got to high school, it was I took a music class. It was my first real lessons. No, my first instrument actually it was the violin. I started in high school the violin. I learned the basics of reading music, and that was my start in music.
So you started with the violin, then switched to piano.
Yeah.
It's actually rare to find someone who switched from violin to piano. From piano to violin is actually, I've seen this situation more than one time.
Actually, I think the violin is the most difficult instrument of all. It's the most difficult. So, actually, I just wanted to try it. You know, I wanted to try the piano. I tried myself in it, and I find my progress was really fast in the piano. It's actually faster than the violin.
Do you find it much easier for you when it comes to the piano? That's why you enjoy it more. You learned faster, and you already had the passion for it.
Yeah, actually, I love both instruments. Like if I could choose only one to be a master, and I would choose the violin. But the piano is easier for me. It's really easier, and how can I say that? The piano is like a mini orchestra. You can play a full piece just on the piano. The violin sometimes needs some accompaniment or something like that.
Also need some lessons, because you can never be a good violinist only when you have some
you need to be more mentored when it comes to the violin.
Lessons.
And
actually,
I think a lot of practice as well.
Actually, if you know the basics with any instrument, if you know the basics, you can continue the journey yourself. But actually, the teachers, they actually like help you with how can I say that? Like, you know, you're not committed. When you're self-taught like me, some days you don't want to practice. Some days you're lazy. The teacher provides you with dedication. Like you want to finish your homework, you want to get better because you don't want to be scolded by your teacher.
Yes, I think that's very true, because when you're by yourself, you have the time. You make the time for the learning process, and
you
as
postponed it sometimes also.
Yes, as you mentioned, you get lazy sometimes, so you have time to relax. And as a self-taught pianist, I'm sure like your approach to new techniques when it comes to learning the piano and even expanding your knowledge. There's a lot of different new techniques. So how do you keep up with the new techniques, and how do you expand yourself?
Actually, like playing music is much easier than it seems. Like many people, when they say a musician, oh, how did he do that? It's just about repetition. The more you repeat a passage, the more you repeat a piece, the more you'll be better at it. It's as simple as that. Just repetition. Repeat something, and you'll be better at it.
I think that's a very important thing, because I think it takes a lot of dedication, motivation to stay in the training process. I don't think like a lot of people usually find the time, especially with their busy schedule. There's a lot of social commitments. So making the time is the most important. Being dedicated really helps.
You can make time. Yeah, every day you can make time. We have 24 hours. We sleep 8 hours, and mostly 8 hours. Most of the people sleep 8 hours. So you have 16 hours left. I mean, you could go to work. You have let's say work 8 hours. I mean, if you put a schedule, if you put a calendar, I think that you will have the time always to do more than one thing, to do more than one hobby, or one sports that you love to do. But can you tell us, as a self-taught pianist, can you tell us about the role does the practice and the dedication, what role does it have to your journey as a pianist?
Actually, it's the most important thing. The dedication is the most important thing. But as Dr. Fatma said, we really struggle with time. If you're not a professional musician, you really struggle with time. Like we have work in the morning. After the work, like you want to go to the gym or you want to see your friends or something. They sometimes say the journey of a musician is a lonely one. And it's true. If you want to be a truly master musician, like you'll spend most of your time practicing.
No time for the gym, let's say?
Like you know, if I want to do everything I want to do.
Can you sacrifice that?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Not only the gym, like you want to see your friends, you want to do some other hobbies, you want to go out. Sometimes you just want to chill at home and watch a movie. So we do struggle with time. But of course, you have to sacrifice some things. You have to.
Of course. And can you share some of the most memorable moments for you as a self-taught pianist? I'm sure you had a lot of achievements and proud moments for yourself.
Actually, one of them is during Corona times, when Kuwait TV chose one of my videos and to feature it in the news as like an inspiration. It was Haneen by Omar Khayrat. That really made me really happy and proud.
So I think during even that moment, like even your family members, your friends must have been very proud of you and your achievements. I think you got a lot of videos, phone calls.
Exactly. The minute the video aired, I got many phone calls from my colleagues at work, from my friends, and it was really heartwarming. I was really happy with that.
Of course, I think that can really make you feel like grateful for what you have, what you achieved so far.
So much to feel like people are appreciating your talent.
That's true.
That really brings you happiness.
So it's really special to, yeah, exactly. It brings the happiness when you work hard on yourself to achieve something, and when you accomplish it, you see the expression on the people around you. You see how they love you, how they are happy to you and what you get.
Exactly, and that's actually motivational. It's like, you know, when you love something, you don't do it for appreciation. I play music because I love it, I enjoy it. I don't play it for people. But when you see your talent being appreciated, it really gives you more push, more motivation to keep on, to progress more, to play better. Like with every video I make, with the encouragement and motivation I get, you know, I strive to become better, to impress them with better videos.
I think it's really good. But can you tell us, how do you balance between being a pianist and trying to learn some new musics and new songs, and between the time that you have to give lessons to the other students?
You know, as I told you, I struggle with that. I really struggle with that. I try to sacrifice some stuff. Sometimes I sacrifice gym time. Sometimes I sacrifice my friends' time. So I really do struggle with that.
When is your favorite time to play piano? At night?
My favorite time. No, at night, because they'll kick me out of the house. I can't
yeah,
play
they're
at
slaving,
night.
of course.
Yeah. I love playing piano like in the afternoon. I don't know, sometimes I think there's some times of the day, like, how can I say that? You feel like you're in your element. I don't know why, but when I play like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I feel like my technique is better than the entire of the day. Yeah.
Is it maybe a physical thing or a mental thing?
Maybe psychological thing, I don't know. Yeah. But at that time, like 5 or 6, I feel like my playing, I even surprise myself sometimes.
That's very interesting, because I think a lot of artists usually have a specific time. Some people prefer the morning, some people prefer the night, but for you it's noon. And I think even as a pianist, you decided to be a piano teacher, which is really interesting. So what really inspired you to become a piano teacher, and what are the skills that you usually teach your students?
Yeah, you know, that was not on my mind at all. It was not on my mind. But when I started posting my videos on Instagram, like I got vast requests for teaching, really so many. I didn't even expect that. So my first student is actually my friend. Okay, and like, you know, I taught myself the piano. I'm self-taught, so I know how can I lead the way for them. I know the shortcuts, I know the tricks. So when I started with my friend, it made me very happy that my friend is interested in taking classes with me. And I'm actually surprised by him. His progress is like very fast. I thought it would be a difficult thing to do, but sometimes the student, if he has passion for the music, he will help you so much.
So since you have this moment, this wonderful moment, can you tell us also more stories about and the moments that you have when you see your students make such a significant progress as a pianist? So can you tell us how did you felt when you saw they are learning really fast and doing a good progress and playing really fluently?
You know, they tell you there's only two people who want you to be better than them. It's your teacher and your father, okay? So when I see my students playing like with great passion and with fast progress, like how can I say that? It's heartwarming. It's heartwarming actually, and he motivates me to become a teacher. Like I want to spread this culture, the piano playing culture, the music, and it's really important. It's good for your mind. It's a good pastime. It's a good hobby. So he inspired me, my student, to actually have more students, to dedicate myself more to teaching.
To be a better teacher.
So
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
reason for your inspiration, even for other students to teach them. This is the way that he inspired you. He felt you felt like you learned something from him in a way, even though you were the one who was teaching him.
Exactly.
But you can tell the passion about how he's dedicated. You see the improvements and the skills that came into work.
Yeah, I thought, because at first I thought this would be difficult. I thought teaching would be very difficult. That's why I did not want to be a teacher in the first place. But when I saw him, I saw his progress, I saw his passion. When I see him playing, actually it makes me happy. I see, like, how can I say that? My effort, the fruits of my effort,
Of course.
You plant the seed and you saw it growing.
Yeah, exactly.
If I may describe
And
it.
that really made me happy. And I want to do it with more people.
Of course, Mohammed, we still have a lot more questions for you, but dear viewers, we will take a short break, watch this report, and we'll be right back.
Mohammed Al-Qadiri is a Kuwaiti pianist. He is a self-taught pianist that has managed to practice his hobby at a very young age. Mohammed is passionate about his own hobby and is eager to always do his best. He spends most of his time learning new tips and tricks in order to improve his performance. Moreover, Mohammed is specialized in playing several melodies from popular cartoons back in the 70s to the 90s. He enjoys playing different types of melodies, as some of them are his favorite. In addition, Mohammed also enjoys playing melodies from recent movies. He is creative in playing the melody exactly how it is without any differences. Certainly, he is talented and special. He strives to learn new techniques and ways in order to play more songs in the future. Mohammed always manages to stay focused during the times he plays the piano in order to perform the best melodies. Mohammed has also shared some of his favorite songs of all time, which he is a professional at performing. Until today, Mohammed continues practicing his favorite hobby. He also strives to make his dreams and goals come true in the future. Mohammed also plays melodies in different languages, as this widely increases his knowledge in piano. This also makes him a professional in his own hobby. Mohammed, you are certainly talented and we are proud of your hard work.
Welcome back, our viewers, as we continue our interview with our special guest, Mohammed Al-Ghadir. So, Mohammed, can you tell us if you have any special advice to the other pianist who wants to be self-taught like you, or who wants to be a better pianist?
Don't be scared. Like many people they think it's a difficult thing to do, playing music. It's actually much easier than you think. It's really simple, actually. It's just about repetition. So just want to tell them, don't be scared. Take a first step. Try yourself. Take a lesson.
What about the formal training? Because sometimes the lessons, the private lessons, it's be a little bit more expensive, especially that we see it here in Kuwait. It's really expensive. So if you have any advice or techniques that they should go with, and it will help them.
Actually, now it's much different than before, because like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, we did not have academies or specialized but now in Kuwait, we have some amazing European teachers with like master's degree and stuff. So
with amazing prices, let's say.
Exactly, amazing
Yeah.
prices. But actually, you don't have to get like a European master piano musician to teach you. You can get like someone like less well known, okay? And if you can't have lessons at all, there is YouTube. There's
Of
YouTube.
course.
You can learn anything you want from YouTube. Anything.
And how do you keep yourself motivated, especially that there's a lot of new techniques, a lot of new pieces of music? So how do you improve yourself when it comes to the piano?
Actually, the support I get from people is what's keep me going. Like every time, like I told you, when I post videos on Instagram, and so the support I get from people, like the lovely comments, the encouragements, they keep me motivated.
I think support is really important, even
It is.
getting recognized,
It is.
getting the support from anyone who's really watching and loving your work is
Yeah.
really amazing.
It's a good thing. Actually, one of the most wonderful things that I see for the other pianists is when you go to the other countries and when you see that there's a piano in the middle of the mall or a public space, and you see someone who's playing a wonderful song or music that you will see, okay, you stand there, keep watching them, listen and wondering how wonderful they are. I mean, sometimes how good they are doing it, you think it's really easy, but it's not. It's hard.
Yeah, because they're professional, they make
Yeah.
it look easy.
Yeah. So my question to you, Mohammed, do you have the opportunity to go to events and perform in public events or any other occasions?
You know, I have a problem with that. You know, I have stage fright. It's actually very, very common among musicians.
Stage fright.
Yeah, it's
To be
really
afraid
common.
of the stage.
Yeah, I do not like to play in public. It's really common, more common than you think. You know, Frédéric Chopin, the legendary piano composer, Frédéric Chopin, Adolphe Henselt, Charles Valentine Elkin, they all suffer from stage frights. Even later in their career, they stopped performing at all. So it's not for everyone. It requires special talent to be able to play in public.
Of course.
It's not for everyone.
I think it's not easy to perform in front of a lot of crowd. Even if you're good, you can get nervous, you can miss a note.
Yeah.
So that can be very hard for any musician, really. Even
It
if
is.
they're used to it. I think every time you go up to the stage, it's not as easy as it
Exactly.
looks.
Exactly.
And
it is.
even like for your future goals, can you share some of your future goals and even inspirations that you have for yourself?
You know, I like to inspire others, really, I do. Like, with my Instagram account, I'm really reaching more people and they're getting more interested in piano. That's my mission. I want to make it more accessible, how can I say that? I want to make people more interested in playing music. And like I told you, it's a really good pastime. It's good for your mind.
Even you can express your emotions with music. So
Exactly.
this is a very nice thing to do.
You know, music is an international language. Like if you recite a poetry in Arabic or Chinese, no one would understand it. Like only Arab people would understand Arab poetry. Chinese people understand Chinese poetry. But when you play a piece of music, you can play it anywhere in the world, anywhere, and they will
Like the
understand
Hans
the
Zimmer-
emotion.
Yeah, like the Hans Zimmer Interstellar music.
One of my favorite soundtracks.
One of my favorites.
It is.
It is very
Wonderful.
touching.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is.
the music is
When
really
you play it
powerful.
to anyone in the world, they will understand it. They will understand the emotion.
Of course.
So can you tell us, have you had the inspire to your students? How do you inspire them, and how do you transfer the love of piano from your heart to their heart?
Actually, if they decide to take piano lessons, they already have love for the instrument. So this makes it easier for me.
And
Yeah.
how do you try to make them more commitment to the training?
You know, actually, I'm a very strict teacher. You know,
Ah, okay.
I'm with my student. I would call him all the time. Did you finish your homework? Did you finish your homework? Like, I'm really strict with them.
So what other challenges did you face with the student, especially as a piano teacher?
Like I told you, the same struggle I go through. It's the time management. Like they do not have the time, so I'd have to be calling them. Did you finish your homework? Show me your progress. Record me a video. So that's
You have
mostly
to keep up with them, of
I
course.
have to keep up with them, yeah.
I think it's really wonderful when you have the students and actually the love of the students to their to the object that they are trying to learn to. It actually reflects the love the coach or the teacher to the students.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are a coach, if you are a teacher, you love your students, you try to teach them with love, they will love the things that you are trying to teach them or
That's
train
right.
them for.
That's right. You know what they say? They say there is no bad student. There's a bad teacher. So if you're a good teacher, your student will be great.
So can you tell us about the aspects that you are, the aspects and the tools that you are trying to use when you want to train your students?
First of all, like I have to teach them how to read the music. That's the most important thing.
The notes of music?
Of course, that's the most important thing. Because many musicians here, they play the instrument and they cannot read the music.
They memorize the steps, but
they just memorize
the
them or
notes.
play them by ear. Okay, that's a good skill, but you have to know how to read the music.
You can tell us more about the importance of music education, especially for any individuals and the benefits it has in all ages.
I think it should be like mandatory from elementary school. I really think so. Like it has great effects on the brain development, and what can I tell you? It's the dedication, the time you need to practice your instrument, to master it. You really need so much time. So like it would take you from doing some other bad stuff, losing your time on bad habits.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're using your time and doing something good.
Exactly.
Something to improve your skills,
Yeah.
improve your ear for music,
Yeah.
even learn about instruments, create beautiful music. There's a lot of benefits to it.
Exactly, and like now you can. At this time, you do not need a stage to play. Like
You can play anywhere.
anywhere, exactly. And Instagram is the stage. YouTube is a stage. Like for me, I have stage fright, so I just record my video and present them on Instagram and YouTube.
That's a way. That's a way to try to broadcast your work out to the world without facing a real audience, which will make you real afraid about that. So, Mohammed, can you tell us how do you stay communicated with the world of music, and how do you keep listening and trying to stay and keeping up with the music and the other music that comes out to the world?
You know, actually, I don't listen to music much, even though I'm a musician. I don't listen to music much, but
not to the new one, of course.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm not interested. But you know, mainly I'm classical musician. I prefer classical music. But when I present my videos on Instagram, I think people are more interested in more modern music. So now I play like anime music. That's the most popular. That's the highest in demand right now.
Actually, I like it more than the regular music.
Yeah, exactly. When I used to make classical music videos, okay, there is like a niche audience for it. Not everyone appreciates it. But the anime music and like the new movies, soundtracks, they have a wider audience. So right now, I just play what people want.
Of course, I think this is something nice to do, that you do like the music that you enjoy and something that the audience could connect with.
Yeah.
But we'd like to hear a word of advice or even a message of encouragement to anyone who is watching us right now, any inspiring musician or even for your students.
Like I told you, do not be scared. Don't say tomorrow, say now. Do the steps right now. If you want to learn something, tomorrow means never. I really learned that. If you say I'll do something tomorrow, you'll never do it. Do it right now. Do not be scared. Try yourself. And best of luck to you.
Thanks for the advice.
And thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed this interview. We learned so much from you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Of course, our viewers, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to Mohammed Al-Qadiri for sharing his inspiring journey as a self-taught pianist and the lessons teacher. Mohammed, your dedication, your passion, and your commitment to music is really admirable. And I just wanted to say to you, Mohammed, one last time, I hope that you achieve all what you want to accomplish in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The same to you.
And we're really proud of you, Mohammed, and what you taught yourself being a self-taught pianist and what you achieved so far, even having a student after this long time of being self-taught. I think it's an amazing success for you and for anyone who is watching and listening to his journey and the musical journey. It's really inspiring for all the future generation of pianists.
Thank you for having me, and I hope we have an entertaining show for the audience.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. To our viewers, thank you for joining us on this episode, Achievements. Remember, with passion, perseverance, and love for music, we can achieve remarkable things.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.